Hello guys, Edgar from Phandroid.com, and we're here with the LG Venice. This device is meant for those that are not looking for a super expensive phone and also don't need all the great features and super high-end specs from the superior devices that go for like $600. This phone right here, it goes for $200 off contract straight from Boost Mobile. So let's check it out. The device itself is not bad. It is not a premium device. It's not super high end build quality, but for $200 it's a great phone, and it's thin, it's relatively light, and it I mean it's mostly made out of plastic, which is it's not necessarily a bad thing because it definitely feels more solid than many other devices I've seen before that are made out of plastic. It has like this little edge around the device that is like silver, so it makes it look and feel like it's metal, but it's not. It's still silver. And the back is a little cheaper. It has like this kind of textured, um, weird, kind of. I mean, it feels good. It's not slippery or anything, but it has like a textured back that is made out of plastic. And if we take it out, if we take out the back, you'll notice it's a pretty flimsy, you know, pretty cheap. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's definitely not up to par with the best devices out there. So we're gonna snap that guy back up, and it definitely has some kind of like space in between the battery and the back cover. The only metal part that you can see in the exterior, it's in the exterior is this area surrounding the camera, which is that it looks like aluminum or something, but I'm not sure what type of metal exactly, but that's definitely metal. And on the front we have a 4.3-inch display that is 480 times 800 pixels. It's not That's the one of the biggest sacrifices that you have to make with this device. Its display is just not up to par with the competition nowadays. I mean, I would have liked it if they at least gave us QHD, you know, but we're used to devices with 720p displays, and now devices like the Droid DNA, the HCJ Butterfly, or any of those phones, they're coming out with 1080p displays. So we're definitely jumping into a new ship lately, and a 480 times 800 display is just not that much anymore. On the top we have, let me focus this here. On the top we have the power button, 3.5 millimeter headset jack, nothing on the right side. On the bottom you'll see the microphone and the micro USB port. And on the left side we'll see the volume rocker. These buttons are actually pretty nice, though they're kind of flush, so it's kind of harder to find them, when not looking, or with when not looking straight at it or looking where they are. Um, but they have a nice, they have a nice touch to them. They're solid. They don't move around. Neither does the power button. They don't move around. They have a nice click to them. Definitely a well built device. It reminds me a lot of the Optimus G, the LG Optimus G, which is LG's high end device. It's flagship phone, you can call it, right now. And it reminds me a lot because they had very solid buttons, and kind of like the same philosophy, except with a less expensive mindset. We have a 5 megapixel camera in the back. On the front we have a 0.3 megapixel camera, which is otherwise known as VGA, front facing camera. And yeah, the back camera, it actually takes 720p videos, which are pretty good, and the camera is actually not that bad either. But we'll talk about that later. And finally, right here, you'll find the speaker grill, just two little holes right there. So that's it for hardware, at least for the build, the design. Inside, you'll find a 1 gigahertz Snapdragon processor. It's a Snapdragon S2, and 768 megabytes of RAM with 2 gigabytes of built-in storage. And it's actually, it's not, the high-end the processor and specs that we're used to seeing now, but it handles it pretty well, and we'll go over that when we talk about performance. But it's actually not that bad. the specs. It seems like the software and the hardware are pretty well combined to make this good device. And it's Android 4.0, by the way, in case you were wondering. Um, so yeah, like I was saying, it actually handles the software rather well for a low-end device or an affordable handset. So once we turn on the device, we are met by the lock screen, of course. And this lock screen works kind of like the LG Optimus G. You have this little thing, and wherever you press, it makes a circle, and you can look inside of the phone. Even actually, if you leave an app open, you can just look over it, or if you have, and you can also pull down notifications, access your quick settings, etc. And right here, you have these shortcuts, kind of like the HTC ones that we were used to seeing. And you can customize those. You can change anything you want. I have Google Voice, Google Talk, camera, and you just kind of open it up like that, and it opens the app. So let's go back now that we're done, and this is the display. And like I told you, it's not a bad phone for like the specs and the price. It actually handles the software pretty well. It's fairly responsive, and you won't really notice too much lag when it comes to performance, because this is from Boost Mobile and it runs on Sprint's network. 3G will actually be rather painful, so that's the only thing slowing it down. But in terms of performance, it's not bad. It's just not bad. It's kind of pretty much the same processor the Thunderbolt had, which was not bad. And the UI on LG devices seems to be good, and it can be handled by slightly lower specs. If you open an app, let's see, it's already open. It's just loading because of the internet, slow internet, but it opened fast. And let's open Gmail. It's open. There you go. Let's open Facebook. And this one's a little heavier, so it takes a while. Or there's actually, there you go. So that took a while, but Facebook is always known for being heavy. You got Twitter. Let's see, that one's much faster. And let's get rid of this. Yeah, when you pull down the notifications, you have this quick settings which you can actually customize, and they're pretty cool because you can like access rotation, quick memo. We'll talk about it in a little bit. And here you have all your notifications, and you can access your settings here. And yeah, it's not like the LG Optimus G that had like you had the option to like do like tabbed settings where you could access like wireless network and go to devices and go to whatever. And this one's just a list, kind of like old style classic. One of the things I didn't like about this phone was the app drawer, which of course you can always get a launcher and change. But the app drawer is a little annoying because, as you can see, like the apps that come with the phone have their own order, so they're already ordered in a certain way, and it's kind of hard to get rid of that because when you add new apps, they just get added to the end, and the only way to really have them in alphabetical order is to do it manually. You drag them around. Right here. There you go. So you grab this guy, you move it around, you can put him in folders, you can, switch it around. And then you can just like, rearrange your apps however you want it. You can make them small and make them fit tighter into the screen, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. But all of your apps will be pretty much pushed to the end no matter what. And there's no way to automatically arrange them, so you'll have to do that manually if you have a specific order. In a way, it's kind of cool because you can always put like your most used apps in the front and just use that. But yeah, that's one part that I didn't like. You also have quick memo. Quick memo. You've seen it before. We've given you demonstrations, so let's just go over it quickly. Let's say here this guy from Negri Electronics wrote something, and I just want to show it to my friends. I can just go like this and circle it, and blah 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 writing, and then you can just share that or save the picture, and you can do this on anything. So let's say I open Phandroid and I want to show an article to someone, and it's the same deal. Just draw on it, arrow, share it, whatever you prefer. In terms of battery life, it varied on use, but on the on days when I didn't use it very much, let's see if you can see that. But that's actually 14 hours and 20 minutes, which is not bad at all. But we must consider this only has 3G, and so yeah, it has a 1700 milliamp hour battery, and so like battery life is not bad for that amount of milliamp hours. But yeah, 19 hours on this one, 19.33, and 11 hours, 9 hours. So depending on your use, when you're using it heavily, um, it's gonna run out faster. But this was around the least I would get, about 9 hours with heavy usage. I would put on Wi-Fi because of course this 3G is horrible, and I would put on Wi-Fi and I would just kind of watch videos and stuff for my testing, and that was 9 hours, and I was able to make it last 19 hours and 33 minutes once. So that's, you can kind of get an idea. Usually with regular usage it would be around 12 hours or so. So that's not bad. Definitely a full day of work, or so to speak. But yeah, it's not bad on battery life. And if you're curious, this is actually, you've probably seen this before. This phone, it's actually the LG Optimus L7, and it's just the Boost Mobile version. It's the same identical thing. So you can also check out more reviews or anything on that phone, and it'll be the same thing. Should I get this phone? It's not bad. It definitely surprised me for a $200 phone. It's not bad at all. It has good performance when you turn it on and you start using it. It doesn't lag or anything. It moves around. It's responsive. As responsive as one can expect. And it has the build quality is not bad. It's not the best, but for $200, it's actually pretty good. It feels solid, much more solid than other phones. So, yeah, is it a super phone? Will it blow your mind? Definitely not. But is it the best deal or a great deal for for your $200? Yeah, it will get the job done. If you're on Boost Mobile, it's a great phone to have for $200. Probably around the best. You can get the HTC Evil Design 4G, and that one does have 4G, albeit WiMAX, but it does have 4G, and it's $50 more. And that, HTC is known for its build quality and stuff, so I would probably spend the extra $50 and get the Design 4G. But if you're on a budget, you just have $200 and you don't want to spend more, and you don't really care about the extra specs and the extra build quality, then this might be the phone for you. Thank you for watching, guys. This is Edgar from Phandroid again, and have a good day.